Hey guys, today I'm going to discuss choosing a DAW, so let's fire it up. When choosing a DAW, it can become a little bit confusing because there's a lot of promotion going on out there. They're kind of bombarding you with marketing, and they use buzzwords like award-winning and industry standard. Plus they show you videos of their software being used all over the world in these multi-million-dollar studios. So if you really don't understand what's going on, it gets kind of confusing and hard to choose because there's so many options out there and everybody's claiming to be the best. So let's kind of put things in perspective. So I want you to first listen to this. Okay, what you just heard was created in the same DAW. All of it was created in the same DAW. So a lot of times people try to categorize DAWs and they will say one software is good for a specific genre. Like this is only good for dance and then this is only good for hip hop. But that's not true because we have to look at the core functions of a DAW. So core functions are you want to record audio, you want to edit the audio, you want to mix audio, mix levels, EQs, make sure everything is balanced EQ wise, volume wise. You also want to be able to record MIDI and edit MIDI and manipulate all those things. When you're done, you want to be able to export all that stuff to a specific audio format that's going to be suitable for mastering and or delivery. So that's the basics, the bare necessities of a DAW. So when someone says it's only good for one genre, a specific DAW is only good for one genre, that's not true. If the core features are there in that DAW, then it's up to me to choose the sounds that I want to choose within that DAW and lay them out the way I want them to be laid out for a specific genre that I'm working on. Okay? So you can't just say one DAW is just good for a specific genre. It all depends on who is using it and what they're deciding to do. What sounds are they choosing? Are they recording MIDI? Are they recording live instruments? As long as that DAW can do it, they can record whatever genre they feel. So let's just throw that myth out of the window. So to continue to put the whole concept of a DAW in perspective, let's look at the plugins, because let's face it, that's what's doing most of the heavy lifting. So whether you're going to use the stock plugins that comes with your software or you're going to use third party, that's where we start to vary with DAW and individuals and what they use and what they like to use and how they shape their sound. But if you look at it, you can have a third-party plugin pack, like let's say Waves, which is one of the popular ones. And it can be used in majority of the major DAWs. So if that's your main plugin set that you're going to be using, it really shouldn't matter much, the DAW that you are using, because the core features are there as far as DAW functionality. So it's all about now the plugins that you like to use. What plugin bundle are you using, or what plugins are you using? Are you going stock? Are you going third party? And what companies are you using? Are you using Waves? Are you using Universal Audio? Are you using Nomad plugins? And the list goes on and on and on. Also dealing with the VST instruments. If you're using something from Native Instruments, or you're using, let's say, Easy Drummer or Addictive Drums, it's gonna sound the same in every DAW. It's all about what you do with it. So the VSTs become a little bit more important than the actual software once the core features of the DAW once again is there. So it all boils down to what you're going to use as far as plugins. That's one of the major decisions that you want to look at, more than the actual DAW itself. So with the plugins, you want to make sure your DAW is compatible with the type of plugin format that you're using, whether you're using VST or you're using audio units or any other plugin formats that are out there. You have to make sure that the plugins that you decide to use are going to be compatible with the DAW. So the next thing you want to look at is file formats, as far as project formats and also audio formats. So does it accept WAV files? Does it accept MP3? Also, you have file formats that VST instruments use, like sound font formats and NKI files. So does your DAW support that? And as far as project formats, you know, you might want to be able to transfer your files from different DAWs, whether you're collaborating with other artists, producers, or studios, or you just need to take your stuff to another studio and do some work. You want to make sure that there is a comprehensive way for you to transfer your session to another DAW. So you have OMF formats, you have XML formats, and some other formats that will allow you to move your session from one DAW to another DAW pretty easily. Another thing you want to pay attention to is what resources are out there for you to learn. If you're new to that software, so what resources are out there for you to learn the things that you need to do, whether you're new to the whole world of music production or you are switching. If you are switching, then you know the things that you're used to doing in your older software. So you might want to look out for resources where you can tap into and see, how do I do this thing in this new software? And, you know, there's a lot of resources usually out there for most software, whether it's from the manufacturer's website or you have specific YouTube channels out there that are dedicated to one DAW, and they will give you as much information as you need about that DAW. So you definitely want to research and make sure the DAW that you are interested in has resources for you to learn how to do the things that you need to do. So I'm going to go a little bit off topic. What sparked this blog is recently a couple of software companies have been either releasing or set to release their new version of their software. So let's talk about upgrading for a second. When you're upgrading from one software to the newer version, make sure that the upgrade is worth it, because what I'm noticing is a lot of these software companies, they're really not putting any effort into the newer version. They just give it a new name, give it a new number, whatever they do. They might make a couple of tweaks, and then the promo videos are what's killing me, because the videos are not really showing you anything new and or useful. They'll take something that's been around for a long time or literally been in the software for a long time, and they'll just focus on that like it's something new. They now bring it to the forefront and then talk about it in a video like it's something groundbreaking, but it's like, but that's been there for years. And if you don't believe that, there's a couple of links in the description where there are videos of specific softwares where they're talking about the transport bar. Like, who cares about the transport bar? I get it that you made it modular and I can change what I can see in the transport bar, but that's been going on for years. DAWs have been doing that for years. So why talk about that now as one of the highlighted features of your new version? Like, who cares? I often never usually click on the transport bar. I just hit the space bar to start and stop. And I hit R to record or Control R to record, depending on what software it is. So why is it important for me to see a video about the transport bar and what you did new to it? Like, why is that a selling point? It doesn't make any sense. I would rather them talk about the more groundbreaking and useful features that's gonna help my production and my workflow. There's another company that talked about templates. They have templates. When the software opens up, there are pre-prepped templates. And that specific software has been doing that for years. But now they feel the need to showcase that in the promo video that is promoting the new version. Like I said, those videos will be linked in the description. Check them out if you don't believe me. The guy is talking about it like it's new and we're supposed to get the software because of templates. Before you jump to upgrade, take a step back and look at the software that you have right now. Do you know everything about it? Most times we only use about 10% of the software. We're not using all of its functionality. Like, did you know with Logic and with FL Studio, and this has been in there for years, if you're working on an idea and you pulled up a piano and you're working out some chord progressions and you're not recording, but while you're working out some chord progressions, you came up with something that you liked. Did you know that FL Studio and Logic has already recorded all that MIDI data, even though you did not hit record? There is a way to pull that up and say, just grab that section that you liked, get rid of the rest, and you can start editing and working with that MIDI. So look up that feature. These are features that are hidden, buried in the software, and nobody's talking about. But they'll do a video and they'll talk about templates and the transport bar. Like, really, who cares? So really, don't just jump and upgrade because there's a new version. Stick with the old one. It's usually just as good anyway because it still has the core features. You still have your same plugins. And the newer software is not going to make you better because you're still the same person using the tool. So if you get a newer, shinier tool, what did you do different to make yourself better and make yourself different? That's going to make your production different. You're still going to do the same old thing with the new tool. So don't be so quick to just jump and upgrade. Force these software companies to actually make compelling, ingenuitive, and useful new versions of the software. Put in good features that will make you say, yes, I need that. That's gonna improve my workflow, my production. It's gonna speed up how I work. If they're not doing that, it's not worth it. They stick a couple of new plugins in, they stick a couple of new VST instruments in, and then they want you to just run out and upgrade. And half the time it doesn't really make any sense. Those promo videos are prepped a certain way to look a certain way and sound a certain way. When you get the plugin and you check it out, it's just like, it doesn't sound that great. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me ramble on. But we're gonna bring this video to a close. And as usual, you will see me in the next video. Once you get richer plugins, after a while, those lower end audio interfaces will not be able to handle it, and you will start to get clicks, pops, you will get audio. The video card is not super important. Get something decent. You don't have to break the bank and get an $800 or $1,600 video card because you're not doing graphics. So that's pretty much it. You need a lot of storage based on what you're doing. You'll see, based on how often you're doing sessions, how much work you have, the type of work you have. If you're doing a lot of film scoring and